Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, I am working on my very big hole, which is growing every single live stream. In fact, we've mined 35,000 blocks at the start of this, and we're going to be mining thousands more today. And what I'm also going to be doing though, because mining the blocks is the biggest part of this task, I have so much Nether that is hard to traverse through, and so by mining it into a circle, I'm making it as fast as possible to fly, or indeed, to ride a boat through, like I intend to do. Look how much faster this is than walking through the Nether. The speed actually does give me a nice little boost there. But today I'm going to be actually expanding on what I'm doing, because it's important to do all of this mining, but it's also important to add to this with the polished deep slate, which makes the tunnel entrance. I kind of like that the tunnel entrance starts where the block started, but I also want to expand it out just a little bit all the way over to here, and so that's what... Where did my boat go? Well, I'm going to have to go back, get that back at some point. But, yeah, I'm going to be doing that today. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I've even got some fire resistance potions today. It's an idea I came up with by myself. I figured, you know what? If I'm getting fire damaged all this time, maybe I should have some resistance against it. So, yeah, we'll give that a try. I guess will be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm going to be placing a lot of this polished deep slate, partially because I want to see what happens when the tunnel hits over here. Like, should we tunnel through that as well? How is that all going to work? It's a question we get to answer by not really answering, which is my favorite way to answer questions. So, yeah, as the blue ice goes over here, we'll make like a... Is this blue ice? This is blue ice. We'll make it like be 3 wide, they'll go directly on top of this, and then the exact same bottom of this will follow out over there. So I'll show you what that looks like now. We place the blocks, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, you get the point by now. If you've been watching all the live streams so far, have to give you points. You're now this is the silliest long survival project to attempt, and to watch it is another level of dedication. So thank you for coming along and making this part of your day. But today I did want to talk about my big gaping hole, which is going to get bigger and even more. I guess less red because we're removing all the blocks. But I want to talk about like honesty, because I always mention this in my videos, and like people always assume like I'm taking it too far. Like, but being honest is one of those traits I really value. It's something that is rare to see in the influencer space, because if you think about it, right? If you're trying to watch, let's say, something really low level, like a travel blog, so you're looking up like what's going to happen when you go to your holiday once a year, and you're like, oh, I'll look up a review for my hotel. And then the travel influencer or whatever is like, it wasn't even that good. It was okay at best. And you're like, no, it's going to be amazing. And they ruin your holiday, or you don't believe them, and you think that they're over the top. And okay, one sec. Thank you very much, by the way. Green screen is only 1/3 up, not reaching either side, and chroma key not on. Classic IVX Toycat. I mean, because the green screen's only 1/3 up, why would I chroma key it out? If I chroma key it out, things get confusing. Actually, that's a really good reason. I should chroma key it for exactly that reason. Okay, you know what? We can blame this one squarely on Diluted Dante. You know what? I didn't want to do it, but he thinks it's a good idea. And so, do you hear dogs, by the way? There we go. Oh, for some reason, I enabled it, but it didn't do anything. Oh, I got a second. Okay, wait, let's find it. Webcam 2, okay. So it's on this one that we're gonna... You know what, this is so important. There you go. Do you like the room better now? Do you like now that you can see a bit of totem behind my green screen? Breaking the illusion of this square in the first place. You know, is that high quality? Now it's high quality. Anyway, so, yeah, there is this, you know, like, telling the truth under some circumstances is, like, very, very deeply negative as far as some people are concerned. Because there are times where you want people to lie to you. And that's the weirdest thing about the human condition, is everyone says, yeah, I love the truth, and then everyone reaches their point where they want to be lied to, but more importantly, where they want to lie to other people. There's this, I think, one of the philosophers I think people know the best because of The Good Place is Immanuel Kant, and his belief that truth is good is so strong that he genuinely says, yeah, if someone comes into your house with a gun and says, where is your wife? I would like to murder her. It's like, well, you know, it's not your, you know, like, even though lying about where she is might protect her, you know, it's not your, you know, like, you're not there to do the lying, because lying is so immoral that even in that circumstance, you're not justified in doing it. Which I think most of us look at that and say, well, I think that's going a little bit far, right? But I think there is an interesting truth behind it, that once the truth becomes negotiable, the world is a lot worse than when the truth is the truth, right? Maybe a good example of that would be the pandemic, where because of some early lies, maybe not lies, some early stretchings of the truth about like, oh yeah, like everyone said like masks aren't good, so we could hoard them for healthcare workers who did genuinely need them more. And then, you know, there are all these things about age and basically 1/3 of the things you heard in the last 2 years about the big thing that we're all dealing with was either inaccurate or broadly misstated for the sake of producing an outcome. Fort, you have overworld mobs spawning in this chunk of the Nether from the same glitch that makes water and stone spawn in the Nether. There's a glitch that makes water and stone spawn in the Nether. That's very interesting. I want that glitch. That sounds interesting to me. My mum taught me that lying is bad, says Angel. But would you lie to would you lie to protect the people that you cared about? Is always where that gets much more interesting, right? Because like you know, like I've always said this, that the moment that you realize that because you know I started a policy because I realized like being a teenager in school makes you do a lot of dumb things, and one of the dumb things is you'll just lie for basically no reason. Like that is a part of, oh no, please don't explode from over there. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't need these blocks anyway. Saying that lying is always bad is not actually a great thing to teach. Yeah, it's an inaccurate view of the world. It's a nice lesson to learn, but then everyone who will try and teach to you that lying is bad does it themselves. And although you can argue that's like a do what I do, not what I do, what I say, not what I do situation, I think people don't learn that great from do what I say, not what I do. I think you know, you can spend your whole life learning that like, oh yeah, so there's one set of rules for like normal people, the plebs, and then there's a set of rules for people who can make their own. And then it's like, but that's not very convincing either. That's okay, well that's fun. I think a lot of people take a lot of issues of that. Also, by the way, there's a new update out right now. We're playing with it, and we can officially hit fireballs back a little bit better. Although I haven't, you know, I've noticed having basically the same level of difficulty anyway. So maybe we should be using the gas to mine out the Netherrack blocks. Actually, that might be more effective. Anyway, yeah. Whenever we work on something until mobs start spawning, and then we move on from that. In case you're curious about our stratagem today, is stratagem even the correct way to say that? I think it just sounds kind of fancy. You know, there's a lot of things that sound fancy and aren't correct in the slightest. I guess stratagem might be like a fancy way to say strategies. Because you know how, like, technically speaking... Also, we've got a lot of extra blocks here that need to be mined, so let's do it just for the sake of consistency. Whenever I see a fire, I know I'm going to end up in it, and that was one of those times. But yeah, the case that I always run into is like, well, you know, you can try and tell the truth to everyone. People start to hate it really quickly. They're like, what do you mean? You know, like, some people would really, really like it if you say, yeah, I don't feel like hanging out, I'm just not in the mood today. And, some people are like, no, that is a personal insult to me. There's got to be the reasons that you cannot hang out must be so great that you are physically incapable. And so what, you know, because you never know when you're encountering those people, and no one can just say, yeah, I don't feel like hanging out. They're like, oh, I can't hang out. Here's, you know, my nan died. You know, like, it's some huge thing, like, because it's like, wow, you know, if it's a small thing, you might hurt someone's feelings. Or, also, what just happened there? What just happened? I'm guessing the fire spread to the scaffolding, maybe? That's very strange. You know, the case that I swear, like, it makes you sound like a monster when you say this out loud. But, like, okay, so there's a homeless person who says, hey, I was wondering if you have any money to give me. You know, your answer is, oh, yeah, no, I have money, but not that I'd like to give to you. And that makes you sound also kind of heartless. Saying things like, oh, yeah, you look absolutely terrible today, when someone asks, like, how am I doing? What they're really asking for in that moment is they're asking for not a lie, but they're asking for a boost of confidence. They're not asking the actual, you know, and so you could argue, okay, so the real truth is working out the questions people are really asking and answering those. Because people are really good at asking questions, but they're not good at asking the exact questions to which they are looking to the answers for. As confusing as that is to say out loud. But it's true, we ask questions that are different to the ones we'd like to see the answers for. I've got 3 grandparents left, it's entirely plausible. You know, no, if you ever say your nan's dead and you can't make a live stream, I know what the real reason is, cat, and it's okay. I can't hang out, I'm watching Toy Cat, says Vera. Hey, that's what I love to hear. So, You know, like, what's an example? When someone asks me, like, hey, Toy Cat, I was wondering if we could play Xbox together. So the polite answer that, you know, like, the answer that you're meant to say as a YouTuber is like, oh, I can't right now, I'm just so busy. The correct answer is like, well, I don't play multiplayer Minecraft. And if I was going to play multiplayer Minecraft, I'd play it with someone that I'm already a friend with, probably. Already have something in common with. I'm not gonna load it up with a stranger just to see how that goes. I mean, maybe that's a... maybe there's lots of things I'm gonna miss out as a result of that. But instead, that would be rude if I say, yeah, actually, I don't really play multiplayer Minecraft, and if I was going to, it probably wouldn't be with you. That's rude, right? But it's the question... you know, the truth is impolite in a lot of cases, and also the truth is sometimes like, you know, the case of you know, you can lie to people to make things way better. Like if you know, if the government came out and said, you know, during a certain thing, like, oh yeah, so the way this works is you know, 80-90% of deaths are from old people, so let's just all like not see old people for 2 years, right? Let's just all ignore them. You know, let's be honest, we've been doing a pretty good job before. Let's just all double down on our efforts of ignoring old people. And it's like, well, that, you know, like, that's not an okay message to be sending. You know, maybe it should be an okay message in your mind. This is probably why I'm single, says Mark Jackson. It's called, yeah, it's called self-confidence. Don't ask a question and expect me to boost your ego. See, that, I think it's interesting because, yeah, they are effectively asking, hey, I was looking for an ego boost, could you hand one of those to me, please? You know, it is true that's what they're effectively asking, but also, every time they've asked that question in the past, that is the response they've gotten. Also, look, now the Blaze can shoot at me all he likes, and you know what's gonna happen to me? Precisely nothing. Can you still take physical damage from Blazes with fire resistance, or is it literally a catch-all? Well, that's amazing. You know, I like that Minecraft has a super challenging mob that actually is very easy to just ignore if you want. Okay, so let's get back to placing our polished deep slate, 'cause I've got too much of it. It's crowding me out. Sorry I missed the meeting, was watching a Toy Cat live stream. Yeah, work lives are a great example of this too. Like, everyone has to seem busy all of the time. You can't say to your boss, yeah, I finished all of my work, like, you know, a few days ago, and so I've just been coasting since then. Hope that's cool, by the way. You gotta be like, oh, I've been really busy with, you know, like, it's the job of lying to people. Seeming busy is the act of lying to someone. In a weird way, right? It's the act of lying to your boss. We are filled with weird circumstances where people ask us to lie to them. And sometimes, you know, it's okay to be like, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. But sometimes saying I'm not going to lie to you is a very, very bad idea. Like if your boss asks, you know, maybe you should just tell him, yep, no, I'm really busy with the TPS protocols. Don't worry, they'll be with you by I'll have a day to get to you by end of working day. You know, it's one of those things. You know, here's another example, right? Like, we all like to be kind of like one of the things that's gotten weird, because now that the climate is a very big issue for everyone, rightfully so. You know, things are changing at some speed that is bad. I think most scientists and people agree. Also, look, I have my sword in my hand, but I've only got my fist out for some reason. You ever seen this bug? That was very strange. Also, come on, guys. Hey, get closer to me or get further away. You gotta pick a lane and stay in it, please. Okay, there we go. We're good. Sorry I couldn't make it on the New York trip. Just had to catch an IBX Toy Cat stream before the flight, and I missed the flight. See, that's an example of what sounds like an over-the-top lie. It's weird because if you're bad at lying to someone, that's seen as like disrespecting them. When in reality, it's like giving them the nudge, nudge, wink, wink. This is the real truth. But it is disrespectful to not come up with appropriate lies to someone. There's someone who's been messaging me for many years now. I don't even know how they got access to messaging me. But you know, like, instead of saying, hey, I would not like to talk to you, instead it's just like, oh yeah, you know, like that would be the polite thing to do. And then the second most polite thing to do to me would you know, like, tell the truth about it. And then the third most polite thing to do is just to come up with really bad excuses. Be like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry I missed your message. My cat it was having a bath, and you know how that is. Sorry I missed the last 6 months of messages. You know, I've been really hungry. You know, I've been busy getting food. You know, like, oh, the reason I can't come back is because I'm busy getting milk right now. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I'm so busy at work, I can only tell my boss that. I'm actually coasting a little in the moment, but it means I get to play Minecraft for a few hours a day. Don't tell anyone, says Polly. That's living the dream. I also play Minecraft for a few hours at work. Don't tell anyone, okay? No one tell anyone that I'm playing Minecraft at work. What? There's so many creepers spawning. It's weird. I thought they just spawned in once, but no, they're like consistently spawning, causing me consistent issues. I can be so honest. I'll lie in the name
of self-preservation.
See, is that a valid opinion? Is that a valid take to have? Is that one of the most reasonable times to lie, or one of the least reasonable times to lie? I think everyone has this thing inside of them that, like, under the most stressful circumstances, you would lie for self-preservation. That's why it's such an interesting point that, like, oh yeah, you know, like, if someone says I'm going to kill someone you love, just tell me where they are. You wouldn't tell them where they are. That's why it's such a fun point. That's why it's always the fun example. But also on a much more minor level, someone's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fire the person. I'm gonna fire the person who's performing the worst on this floor. Tell me in your opinion who's really doing the worst. If you thought it was yourself, you're not gonna say, yeah, it's actually me, boss. Unless, you know, maybe you would. Maybe you'd think like, well, if I'm honest with it, maybe that's good enough. But yeah, most people aren't gonna be having that internal dialogue. They're like, oh yeah, it's probably Jensen. You know how Jensen is. Yeah, he's not doing... He's always doing meth or something. I don't know what Jensen's life is all about, but it is concerning. I've been telling him for too long that you need to get off the meth and onto the Jesus, am I right? Or whatever the point may be. Also XP orb bug. Are there XP orbs following? Oh yay! I love it when this happens. I've got a friend. Do you like my new pet? He's wonderful. Sorry, I can't talk. I've been using the toilet for the last several years non-stop, says Tyler. See, right, that's an impolite version of a lie. But yeah, I think the truth is, like, when people say, I've just been so busy, that is the polite way to say this, you know, because the weird truth is you can always make time, you know? It might be once a week. It might be once you know, like, but if you care about something, you remember the thing. And if you don't care about something, you usually don't. There are exceptions to this. There's all sorts of important things you'll forget about. But they, you know, you remember the important things. Never Chunk became a generic overworld chunk confirmed. Might want to light it up. That might be fun, actually, to make this part of the tunnel look like the overworld. I mean, I've already done that to enough my Nether. But it would be believable because of all the hostile mobs. People can be sarcastic too. Is sarcasm lying? Is it lying when I say to you right now, like, oh yeah, I love these creepers spawning in my Nether so much. It's just so good. Okay, I'm actually that's not like a lie with anyone at the butt of it. Let's make it like a lie that counts. So you know, I think that you know, what up Bob 2183? You know what? I love your username. It's very original. I love that you have 4 numbers in there. You know, is that me being does the quality of the sarcasm affect how much of a, whether it's impolite or whatever else? Or, you know, these are questions I'm sure no one cares about the answers to. But you know, I care. So I'll still be asking the questions. But no, yeah, it's good to see you. What up, Bob? You know what up, Bob? How it going? It going good? I'm glad to hear. So yeah, I'm very excited for this project. I love mining Netherrack. I just need I actually have come up with a project that uses more Netherrack than I think I'll be mining in this. Oh man, I love when Nether mobs spawn here. So good. Sarcasm is comedy, and comedy is not lying. Yeah, the reason comedy is so good is because in a world where the world is filled with, like, expectations of lying, and comedy is one of the few times you're allowed to not lie. The Dante's Inferno, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mixing this up with another piece of literature. It's how we view modern hell, but it was made as, like, a parody of hell. Like, oh yeah, you go to hell if you do. Also, Pygo, good to see you. You know, was that real, or was I being sarcastic? Like, oh, Pygo again. You know, you're called Pygo, where are the pies? You know, I want a pie. Are they savory pies or sweet pies? Because I know a lot of Americans have it in them that, like, you can only have sweet pies. You know, you've just never had the right steak and mushroom pie. That's what I'm saying. But as long as everyone understands you're being sarcastic, it's okay. I think the funniest type of humor, like, this isn't my... I don't like this, but this is how most people seem to think. The funniest types of humor is when not quite everyone gets it. People love in-jokes. In-jokes are, you know, like, toy cat is yes. It doesn't mean anything to most people. But if you say it, you're like, ah, this person gets it. Or like, oh yeah, this is the house of someone who didn't... You know, wait. This is what your house will look like if you don't subscribe. For real. Do you want to avoid house fires? Yeah, there's only one way, and it's by subscribing. That's just being mean. That's just a threat if I don't... You know, it's an intentional threat. You know, it's not a threat, it's just an accurate statement of events. Just a warning, you know. You better watch out. You better not shout. You better something, and I'm telling you why. Anyway, so yeah, this is going well. The polished deep slate is making some good effects. I think I'm gonna make part of the tunnel through there too. I don't even know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. And see what comes from it. Of course you had to make the house fire joke. You know, of course you had to... I love this running joke. No, it's not a joke about running, it's a joke about house fires. You can't run from a house fire. It will happen while you're asleep, and you'll burn terribly. Just so we're on the same page here. It's not a joke about running. It's a joke about fiery death. For you and those you care about. Just, yeah, don't want people to be confused. Don't want people to be confused. So we actually go a few more layers this way, it seems. 1, 2, 3. Oh, enough to have that happen. You know, ghosts can fire at me all they like. What are they gonna do besides light up my tunnel a little bit more? But yeah, now, so here's the weird part of this tunnel. Because if I keep placing the blocks down here at layer 64, that means that area right there probably needs a tunnel. Yeah, I guess we might as well make a tunnel over there. Okay, well that works too. I needed some Netherrack. Thank you for these blocks. Very kind. So at layer 64, I'm going to place some blocks underneath here now. So this is 64. Let's place our polished... Ooh, okay, that's scary. Where am I getting hit? Oh, a skeleton spawned in my not lit up tunnel. But yeah, I think it's very much a struggle to work out when should you lie. You know, again, like, the influence thing is really interesting, and the reason a lot of people get burnt out on it is because, I think I tell the truth. Too much is my issue. But what happens when you're really not feeling like making a video one day? Do you be honest with people? Do you not make the thing and then lose out on the revenue? Or do you fake your enthusiasm? Because, you know, there is a truth to the whole fake it till you make it thing. It's not even really faking it. It's trying to summon it out of nowhere using the power of, you know, is it fake or is it the realsies? It's hard to be sure. It's hard to be sure. So yeah, there's going to be a big tunnel segment over here, and I guess I'm going to start at 250. It's a nice even point to start, just so we know how many blocks we're using. And then we'll go... Also, this is going to be the easiest part of the tunnel to make, because it's not going to have to go diagonally. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to enjoy this part so much. And yeah, I'm also going to place the blue ice up there soon. In fact, let's go up there and place it now. Let's enjoy some blue ice, which is going to go right through here. Because yeah, this is the one part of the tunnel which is easy, because it's going in a straight line, which I love. So, yeah, I do, like me personally, I'm flattered. You know, the person I like the most is you watching this right now. You might think, it's like, you're being fun. You do it. No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Yeah, I'm enjoying. Yeah, are you enjoying my attention? I'm enjoying your attention. Thank you for giving it to me. Wow, you know, it's a weird coincidence, but I've just worked out, as we're each other's favorite person, I could really do with like, I don't know, $4 to buy a weird drink. My favorite thing, because, you know, you can only eat so much food in a day. Like, free meals, but even free meals is too much of their good meals. You get, like, 2 good meals in a day and 1 terrible meal. Think about breakfast. You might like your cereal, but if you like your cereal, you're probably just eating dessert. Like, most breakfasts, cereals, not great for you. That's the point I'm trying to raise here very poorly. Okay, so let's just place all of our blue ice down. It'll light up the tunnel, and that's super nice by itself. In fact, we'll just place the 1 block down, so we can see how far this actually goes out. Explosions drop blocks. Explosions drop 1/3 of the blocks. I think they should drop 100%. I really, really don't like your attention, says Plea. Ooh, do you want some more of it? Yeah, when people don't like my attention, I give them more. How about that? How you feel about that? Because you can't undo it now. So yeah, this is gonna go all the way out over there, and then this is gonna be a big tunnel segment. It's gonna be great. What color is the IBX toy drink today? Says Doug Svoboda. Wow, I'm glad you asked, actually. So I got myself, I was doing a return for Amazon, and you go to Whole Foods to do that. So I found Health Aid Pop. Wow, I've always felt to myself, what could improve a drink is if it's good for me. This has probiotics in it, which is just one of those catchy terms that everything that wants to seem healthy has in it. I know probiotics are a real thing. I just, you know, I question whether they're as useful as we're all believing. But yeah, so I've got an apple flavored drink, and it could be therefore, you know, piss yellow like the can. It could be apple colored, which would be like, I guess, you know, like pee, but you haven't gone for a few days. Or it could be clear. That is 100% beer colored, says Dasher. You know what? Beer colored? Is there not? I could see beer color. I could see apple juice colored, but I could also see like clear but with a tinge of yellow to it, right? Betting apple juice colored. I mean, it's got apples in it. It's a pretty safe bet if you ask me. Welcome to the marketplace map you were working on, says Corbin. Oh yeah, it just got submitted today actually. This is what it is if you're curious. I'm pushing the limits on whether I own the Ocelot skin enough to make a skin that's the Ocelot skin with an orange head. But yeah, that's the this is what I've been working on. It's got all of the settings we all wish we had in Flat World Survival. So the ability to go to the Nether by trading for lava. You can fish for all sorts of extras. You can there's the end as well, and it's flat and it's fun. Which means you'll actually be able to get the Elytra, and you could theoretically then make fireworks if you wanted to. Like, all of the things that you can't access in Survival will be accessible, but it's in certification now, so that means it'll be out in, like, a few months, probably. It took 3 months for them to certify the Let's Play world. So I don't have amazingly high hopes. Anyway, so what color is my drink today? Let's find out. What color, chat? You gotta keep leaving good guesses. I must download immediately. When does it come out? Yeah, you actually don't know until Microsoft has done all their checks, and those checks currently take quite a few weeks. Well, they always took a few weeks, now they're taking a few months, so I can only tell you when I know, and I don't know yet. I'm gonna be doing some really fun things. My ex had a flat end. You know what? I really admire her you shouldn't have let her go. If she had a flat end, she had some serious dedication. You know, like, if you think about it, all the other things that people care about when they usually talk about partners, they can come and go. But dedication, that's the one thing that can last. You know, if you're conventionally beautiful, then, you know, that'll eventually fade away as you age and you make poor dietary decisions, like not drinking my apple drink. Seriously, it's got like a little apple on the front. It's very nice. But, yeah, it's just a fun reminder there, I guess. If it's not pea color, I will sob uncontrollably. Hey, thank you, Angela Van Kompenhout. Appreciate ya. I've been streaming a lot this week, and there's this funny effect where actually the more you stream, the fewer tips you generally get per stream. And some fake where who like tries to counter that out. I don't actually fully understand the why behind it, but I appreciate everyone who's been tipping. And also the membership thing. I listed it in the description the membership goals. So like 600, and we can do the Texan. We could do the Texan Toy Cat accent live stream. People are gonna really hate it, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I'm from the great stakes of Texas in that live stream. Anyway, so yeah, this is, there's a lot of blocks that are gonna be placed here. I'm sure you get where this is going. I don't know how these two circles are gonna interact with each other. We can work that out later. Anyway, so now, let's go. Let's make our apple pour. I'm gonna give it a try first, actually. If it tastes strong leaf apples, I might change my mind. It claims it's made with real fruit, for what it's worth. That tastes not only of apple, it tastes like cider. Not the weird American cider that people are always talking about. No, not that type of cider, real cider. So I think it'll be beer colored, like Dasher guess. Oh no, I was correct with my white, but with the weird yellow tint to it, right? Oh no, that's the foam doing that. It is pretty beer color. Wait, you know what? Because of the green screen We now can't see that it's beer colored. It's green screen colored out, right? Or is it? I actually don't know. I think so. No, it's reflecting. It looks like I've just poured myself a beer, especially because of the plastic cup, right? But, yeah, this drink is good for you. Apparently. Maybe. Probably not. You know, consult your doctor before making dietary decisions. And your doctor is Toy Cat, so let me tell you some things you've got to do. Okay, you're watching this and you're thinking, he's going to give some sarcastic advice. But, no, I think one of the ways we fail people is not giving out, like, more just generic health advice. Like, you know, we always talk about the very big things you can do, but the big things are hard. So what about the easier things? Okay, pro tip number 1 is, you like weird drinks? Drink the ones that don't have sugar, that have stevia or whatever else can go in there. What is there? There's aspartame, and there's acidic. You know, just have a drink with something else in there, because sugar is there's a lot of calories inside of it, which your body turns into energy, and if you're running at a deficit, and it's not even like it's a type of energy that's doing you a lot of good. So, you know, save yourself some pain and do that. Also, as a lover of dark beers, all this beer colored talk is triggering. I guess it'd be like saying, oh yeah, it's just skin color, you know? This bar of chocolate is just skin, and it's like, but not all skin is that color. You know, actually, Cider, I hardly know her. I can't believe you're the first person to make that joke, Fusion Warrior. Aspin is my favorite sweetener. How do you know? Yeah, no, it's really good. It's delicious. I love aspin. It's wonderful. Really recommend it. If you're on a health kick, try aspin. Anyway, or drink all sugary drinks, then deal with the consequences. Yeah, right. You every piece of advice we should give. Again, this is the lying thing in my opinion. We always act like every piece of health advice we give is like, do this or you'll die. It's like, here are the consequences. They get pretty negative and stack up over time, but they're not that bad. Even like the most ridiculous of things, like, you know, sticking a fork in a plug socket. As long as you don't also stick a fork in the top plug socket. Wait, that's true for the UK. Can you actually just stick a fork in an American plug socket and die? You know, don't take my advice on that, actually. In the UK, there's like a third pin that has to be activated for the other two to activate. So if you stick a fork in there, you know what, try stick a fork in a UK plug socket and you'll be fine. So they should, that's the worst example. I could have used an actually good one, and instead of giving people advice, they'll get them nice and, nice and shocked, which is what I would love to see. Sugar's way better than you than the fake sugar replacements lot. See, right, that's why they should teach you about the sugar replacements in school, because otherwise people have your opinion. Which, wait, what did I do? Why are you mad at me? Okay, well, if you insist, yeah, I have no idea why they're mad at me. I'm wearing gold. That's your favorite color. You love this color. So yeah, there's so many, there's lots of sources that will tell you that, like I've heard this from so many people in my life, that fake sweetener is bad for you, and that's why they drink the regular stuff. And you hear it and you think, wow, that sounds convincing. Why would someone make that up? And I don't believe that you made that up. I don't even believe, you know, I do believe that it seems like an unbelievable trade-off. Like, there is a sweetener that is 100 times sweeter than sugar, and so it has 100 times fewer calories. Effectively, because in the US, anything less than 5 calories is 0, you can genuinely have 0-calorie drinks. It's actually like 3-calorie drinks, as opposed to 300 calories. That's insane. That's, you know, it means you're getting way less energy, which makes it taste less good after a while, and, you know, like, it feels like it is just such a wrong thing. However, the trick behind it, like, because it seems so fake, we don't explain that the trade-off is like, yeah, we don't have the years of research we have behind sugar. So with sugar, we know for a fact that the worst thing that happens to you is you get diabetes, and it messes up your heart and your limbic system or whatever. Like, we know that's what happens with sugar. Theoretically, there could be something equally bad that happens with aspartame or stevia or any of these other fake sweeteners. However, because there is no evidence that points towards them yet. There's all sorts of studies that have really low sample sizes, and, you know, it could be like cigarettes and smoking, where it's like, oh yeah, we have created a monster. However, we do know about the monster that is created when you overconsume sugar. And that's, so, you know, you've got to be honest people about, like, okay, it's not a miracle, that's what I'm saying right here. Like, you probably should, if you want to actually have a miracle, don't switch your soda to diet soda. The miracle is when you switch to water. We have millions of years of history saying that, like, you can drink water and be fine as long as you don't drink, like, 6 liters. Then you might die from overwatering. But the thing you probably crave most in soda is hydration. And so drink water, it's the most hydrating drink. As you drink more and more water, you start to enjoy the taste more, and now you can have something healthy that tastes good. Wow, that's amazing. Also...
Howdy, toy cat. You have nailed the Texan accent perfectly.
Thank you.
Moo moo buckaroo. Yeehaw. Here is your allowance.
Yeehaw! I'm glad to hear that you think I nailed the accent, Pookie. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening on this fine Tuesday. Because down in Texas, it's every day, all the time. I bet you didn't know that, but that's because you ain't a Texan. What? I was gonna go with lass, but lass isn't lassie. No. What's Texan yeehaw? You're not a Texan yeehaw. That's what you're not, and you never will be a Texan yeehaw unless you believe in yourself, chat. Reject sugar, consume water. Yeah, same with, like, we're always talking about, like, oh yeah, you have to eat vegetables. Vegetables are just magically good, whereas non-vegetables are not. Whereas if you eat, like, I don't know, like, a piece of brown bread versus, like, you know, deep fried... I love deep fried potatoes. You know, deep fried potatoes are such the norm that we genuinely have to tell people, like, yeah, potatoes aren't a vegetable for any real metric. You know, they are a vegetable. What if we tell people they're a vegetable? All the downsides start. And so we make potatoes effectively not a vegetable because of how we consume them. And so yeah, there's like all sorts of like, not lies, but like mistruths we tell. Because unless you are honest that there are trade-offs to every single thing, there is nothing that is objectively good. Even the soda versus water thing, if you get a caffeine boost from your soda, because for some reason most American sodas have caffeine and I don't really understand it, but if you get a caffeine boost from that and that allows you to be more productive, then getting 10% more productivity might genuinely be worth the long-term health complication. You know, it's not even a long-term health complication. If you only have one, something else will kill you first. There is something you're doing that is much worse than this. So if you get benefit from it, it's worth taking the downside. It's just don't think that there is, there is no downside to anything you're doing, and don't think there is no upside to anything bad. Even the worst thing you can think of has some upside for someone somewhere. As an Irish person, that potato comment is insulting. Many people have lived off potatoes only. Yeah, no, that I have heard that is a common diet from some parts of history. Potatoes are really good. It does have to be said. Like just factually speaking, potatoes are good. You know, there's no second way around that. There's no alternative view. Potatoes are good, and if you disagree, then you might be a fascist. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's just the truth. Same with like here's an example of a lie. We'll tell it all the time too. Like there are some things you can do to convince people of something easier. So how do you say something's bad? You could explain like, well, this has like this negative social consequence, blah, blah, blah. Or you could just say it's really bad because it's literally a, the N-word that means Germany from the 1930s, or it's a fascist. I don't know if you can say the word fascist, but I'll say it a lot anyway, and we'll find out. I know you played Undertale a long time ago on your channel. That's actually how I found you. Do you think you'll play Deltarune? I wanted to play Deltarune, but I heard they did it in like a chapter format, so I'll be like not familiar with the current chapters when the full game comes out, and then like maybe that's not as interesting on a level like that. You know, like the content that'll interest me most is stuff that isn't even new. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that. Maybe not. I look forward to when Deltarune is properly available. I think Deltarune, the Hollow Knight sequel, and whatever Modern Warfare game is coming out this year. If it has zombies or not, I don't even know what's going on there. But those are the things I'm like most excited for at present. I don't know when any of those things are coming out. I just know I'm excited for when they do. Okay, so let's mine these blocks, and then let's get back to our diagonal mine. Remove all these blocks, turn them into Netherrack, turn that into fun. But the point of something good having bad effects, covered us on lockdowns, they gave me the time I needed to work out work-related anxiety, says Jesse Dwayne. Yeah, so many people, you know, like, people feel like you can't or shouldn't or whatever say it. But so many people benefited so hugely. There's the kind of like, you know, the things you say where like lots of people finally realized like what they really wanted. Because what happened in the early pandemic is people moved away from cities in droves because cities are where diseases come from. Like historically speaking, it's always true that they wane during times of disease. And then right afterwards, a lot of young people realized I am willing to pay extra money to live in a place where there are cool things because I haven't been doing interesting things for 2 years. So it's super interesting on that level, in my opinion. So we have to place blocks there now. And then we remove the block above that next. Okay, easy. So a lot of people realize, like, yeah, I love to live in these places and I'm willing to do it. A lot of people got the other side benefits of, like, now you get paid more. Mark, thank you for the £8 tip. Like, some people are getting paid less because they're not getting inflationary or above inflation pay rises. Some people have found a whole new field because of this, and they're getting paid double as much. They're doing amazingly. Some people are now working from home always. You know, their life is massively improved. By the way, Mark, I hope... I don't know if I recognize the name from the stream, or if you've, like, simplified your name down. Are you a stream chatter? I'd love to know, because I appreciate your existence, and I want you to know that. Or I'm being polite, but it's probably the first one. You know, I can be polite by saying, you look wonderful today, Mark. You know, that shirt really suits you. Unless you're not wearing a shirt, in which case that lack of a shirt really suits you. Unless you, you know, you don't look good without a shirt on, in which case I'm proud of you for being so brave. But whichever one of those three it is, you know, you're doing great. Keep it up. Probably. Yeah, I'm getting paid almost twice as much now for the same job as I was in 2017. See, right? And then there's the more morbid benefits. Like, all these people dying means, first of all, they're no longer living in their houses. They're on the market, so there's a lot of turnover for, like, houses and possessions that belong. But also, if you are, if you had, like, old grandparents who are frail and at risk, you know, statistically, 80, 90% of them, 95% of them survived. 5% of you now have inheritances. I'm, like, I have really mixed feelings about the very idea of inheritance, because, like, I don't have any rich parents or grandparents. I'm sure if I was one of those people, I'd be like, oh, actually, it's a really good thing. I love that one day they're going to give me their money. But, like, so many people's life plan is, like, wait till wealthy people in my life die, and then, I don't know, use their money for something. Which, you know, I don't know if that's a healthy way to run an economy. But so many, like, if you had grandparents who just owned a nice home, like, or even just an okay family-sized home, but in a high cost of living area, you might have made $500,000 during the pandemic, right? Yeah, it's the truth is even though those people might be like, yeah, but I wish I had my parents back more. It's like, we'll give back the money. Oh, what's that? Now that they are dead, you're glad you have the money. It's like, yeah, there's, of course you'd rather have blah, 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 blah. But having a lot of money is nice. You had a big benefit, you know. If someone literally came up to you, I would love to do this, like, as a bit. This is an inhumane experiment. But, like, be a scientist and convince people, oh yeah, we found the way to bring back people from the dead. It's got a 90% chance of survival. We can only do it this one time with you. I don't know how you convince people you have necromancy. But, like, oh yeah, you have this thing, but it will cost you 100% of your inheritance. All that money you just got in this brutal way, you're gonna have. I mean, you're gonna have to give it up to pay for this. We can totally do it. Just pull the trigger. Hit us back in the next week, and let us know, and we can do this. You know, you only have to pay after it's gone through successfully, but we want to know. We want to make sure that you're, like, really serious about this, etc., etc. Quality is down. You know, your quality is down. Quality of your conversation. There you go. Making a little dig on people. That's what people want, right? When they watch live streams, be degraded. Anyway, hi, how's everyone doing? Says Gwyn Zervas. Everyone is doing wonderfully. Thank you for asking. I will answer on their behalves. I like how the totem's eyes are peeking out at Toy Cat. That's why the partial green screen is the best way to do green screen. It's the correct amount of green screen. You can't convince me otherwise. But yeah, anyway, sorry. My point was just to say that a lot of people benefited. even if they would rather have benefit in a different way, they did get a very direct benefit. And yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about, I guess. That like, there's all sorts of, you know, like it was a very big negative event for everyone, etc., etc., etc. But also there are a lot of people who are like, oh yes, this was amazing. And I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the world to admit. Like, okay, yeah, I benefited from this very bad thing. Because that's the point of that's the whole thing about trade-offs. Like, you know, every time something bad happens, there's some amount of good that's happening. Every time something really great is happening, there's some amount of bad. When someone is like, you can tell when someone tells you, oh yeah, this thing has literally no downsides, they're probably lying. You know, there's some phrase like, it's too good to be true, it probably is, or something like that. And yeah, there's some real truth to that phrase. Like, sometimes people do just have these amazing deals that they really want to help you out with, but most of the time, they're making it seem that way to remove, you know, like, in the same way that when you really can't hang out, you remove all, like, you know, like, you've got to remove all the reasons that someone can tell you, yeah, you should just do it anyway. It's like, oh yeah, I literally have a broken leg, I'm in the hospital. Apparently NyQuil chicken is a thing. Wow. Sounds delicious. It sounds delicious. I should get me some of that, clearly. Pay thousands to revive old people who die of old age immediately again. You know, that's probably one of the reasons it's a bad idea. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, right? On a moral standpoint. Or maybe it does. Maybe moral standpoints are all relative anyway. And we can all just live our life happily with that information. That's up to you to decide, I guess. Anyway, I think I need to get to the very top of this, which is like up there somewhere. And I'm gonna do the top down now. This Nether Fortress is still messing me up, so I'll just work past it and see where that takes me. People are like plants. When an older one dies, they're just giving back to the younger ones to, after the lawyer it's out the div. Yeah, you know, it is weird that when someone dies, like, it's such a, even though it should be this big emotional process, for most people it's like, okay, this is this big financial moment. Let's all work it out. And so yeah, again, you need a lawyer to make sure that everyone's like represented above board, etc. I have a really fun will. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I like, one of the things that is one of the big problems, like it's relatively small compared to other problems. One of the big problems we have is that people often don't leave a will before they die. Because no one plans to die. You're really lucky if you have a death where you slowly die over 3 months or something, where you can put your affairs in order. Most people, it's like, oh yeah, I was planning to live, and you're gone. You're over. It's over. Sorry to tell you, but you're gone. It's your existence is no more. And so, given that that is the norm, it means that a lot of people therefore don't have any plans in place for when they die. Even if you're in a marriage, right? So when you're married, your spouse, your partner, just automatically inherits everything you have. It's the reason for that is because if they didn't, then, you know, you'd have issues like, now the home that you live in together with your children, you know, you can't live in anymore because, I don't know, your dad decides he wants to sell it because he wants to make a mill. You know, like, it goes to your wife. It goes to your spouse, sorry, your husband maybe. If you have a male spouse, there we go. The spouse is the gender neutral term. We'll just stick to it to be easy. But if you don't have a spouse, then who does it go to? Well, it goes to your parents by default. What if your parents are dead? You know, next of kin is the generic term to describe this. It'll vary depending on where you live, like where it goes to first. But the struggle is like, okay, what happens when you can't find a next of kin? Like an orphan who has no brothers, who never got parents through the system. And so it's this whole struggle of like, there is someone he would have loved to give his money to if he was aware that he was, you know, if he'd planned this before he died. But because he didn't, now it all just goes to the, I think eventually it goes to the government. Like if they can't find someone, they're just like, well, I guess we'll have this. And they make a good amount of money each year doing that. So you'd worry about the incentives. My insurance is more than my husband's, so if I go missing, you know what happened. I'm a big believer against life insurance. Like, I always, it's like a very, I don't know, I do appreciate it's like a fun thing in that regard. But I feel like it's too good to be true. You always hear about it, you're like, well, you pay £13 a month, and then when you die, the next person you love gets £1 million. It's like, it has to be really specific deaths, and it's like, again, I just feel like I'm not going to have a sudden death in that way. I feel like it's going to be one of those boring deaths where I can put my affairs in order, or I get permanently disabled in a way where I'm not technically dead yet, but now everyone around me wants me to die so they can pay for it. Here in the Philippines, when you don't have any heirs, your estate goes back to the state. Yeah, after a certain amount of trying, they're just like, well, guess it's ours now. For me. that's what they say, and then they have it. Which, you know, I guess, like, if you think about it, isn't unreasonable. Like, they can't hold on to the money forever and say, let's just hope someone eventually shows up. Like, if someone doesn't show up within, 6 months, and they can't find someone, then, whatever. It's government money now. The person they were closest to most is probably the government. If they're receiving, their disability money or their, the government was their next of kin. If you really think about it. If Toy Cat dies, I'm calling dibs on the cow painting. No, not the cow painting. That's gotta go to my heir. My very... Also, I think this is only meant to be 1 block, yeah. I did an extra one by accident. We can remove that, though. Nice and easy. Yeah, no, my heir has to inherit the beautiful thing there. Also, yeah, is for me. Yeah, that's what the government's like. They're just like, is for me? Yeah, there we go. By the way, what do you think of my camera angle? It's like really high up. I lowered it a little bit, but it still feels a bit high. How do you feel about it? Do you like looking down on me like I'm an ant in your world, chat? Feel about that? You feeling good things? You feeling bad things? You feeling medium things? You feeling neither good nor bad? You feeling like a blaze is shooting you? I hope you're not, because that's a bad way to feel. I guess let's mine down a little bit so we can... Oh, man. Yep, mining... Oh, there's a blaze spawner there. Okay, so this is... If there was a time to drink the second fire resistance potion, this is that time. By the way, look! The potion bottle stays in the inventory slot. Oh, in this case, I actually think I would want it in my inventory like that. So, this is one of those times where I lose out for change. Even if I kill all the blazes, they're just gonna respawn, right? So, what am I even really achieving? I'm getting hit quite hard, as it turns out. Oh, yeah! Well, I'm back down here now. Things are good again. I got some more blaze rods, my helmet is doing okay, and we can get right back to the mine. Yep, fire all the fireballs at me you like. It's gonna have just the same effect. You can adopt adults in the US, just adopt an heir. This is a good idea. Oh, by the way, if you're curious about my US journey, I had a useful... I had a step that completed today. It was like, it's like step 0 or like step 0.5. But yeah. I learned about some of the extra, I think I referenced in a video like, oh yeah, so you gotta pay like $2,500 for the visa type that I was looking at. It's like, oh yeah, because if it's specifically for certain industries, there's also a fee I have to pay someone to like, be my employer, air quotes, question mark. There's a fee, there's gonna be some fees to get the right level of recognition. It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be a pricey process. I just want to give America, instead of giving the UK government 6 figures every year, I want to give the, I want to give it to America, but they're saying no, and so instead we're not going to. How much do I need to donate to be your heir? Says Vera. Man, the oldest woman who ever lived signed a contract like this, basically being like, when I die, you have everything that I have. However, I'm gonna want your money. You give me some money right now. And if you see an 80-year-old woman offering you like, oh yeah, everything you're like, this is a genius deal. I give you 75 grand now, I make $1 million back when you die. I think she was actually 60 at the time, but she lived till she was 112 or something. Either outlived him or like almost outlived him. And the moral of that story is you can live for a really long time as long as you're trying to spite someone. You live a really long time as long as there's someone who will be inconvenienced by your death. Just remember that. If you ever... Oh, the blazes can still hit you physically. So earlier they were just choosing not to. That was nice of them. Yeah, is this your agent? Says Diluted Dante. You know, I think I need both an agent and a petitioner and a sponsor. And also, no, yeah, no, I think two of those three people are the same person, and then one of them is going to be an agency who gets paid basically for the, you know, for the fact that I can, you know, because you know the way most visas are set up is, oh yeah, you have an employer, and that employer sponsors your visa, says he will work for me, I'll keep an eye on him basically, you know, I can make sure he has a job, and when he doesn't have a job, I'll let you know. So you need to have some version of that basically, to get, you know, you need to have some version of it, right? You need to, oh Christ. And, oh no. And so because of that, even though I clearly work for myself, and that's clearly what I'm gonna do, we still have to play the game of saying, here is what my employer will be, but my employer will be, you know, like, you know how like a Hollywood agent works? So like, I'm gonna have a Hollywood agent, even though I'm not, you know, like in Hollywood, he's not gonna be in Hollywood either, but it's gonna be the same role. He's gonna look for acting gigs for me or whatever else, I don't even know. And yeah, the rigmarole is we have to do that. It takes a few times. It takes a little bit of time, it takes a lot of money. But yeah, the end result will still be like, hopefully, cash positive. But the fees add up a lot. Employer visas are more respected than family ones, it seems. Oh yeah, the easier way to get a US visa is find an American citizen you can pay $1,000 and will fake marry you. And then, I don't know, get divorced when you've got it. Like, yeah, that's what a certain former United States president did. Worked out pretty well for him, right? Maybe, I actually don't know how his love life is going necessarily. By the way, thank you, who is the best pony? That is a question I don't know if I want to answer. I hope it's not you. You know, I think fire protection should keep me safe from those fire arrows that are coming at me right now. Anyway, so yeah, just if you wanted an update on my personal life, it's a weird thing when you think about, like, again, I think I mentioned this in a couple of things ago, streams ago, but it is weird because citizenship is this club that you are born into, and will make your life way easier in some ways and way harder in others. Again, like, even though Swindon doesn't want you to live there if you're an American, and Texas, yeah, you know, Texas doesn't want either of us to live there, me and you. I'm allowed to go to Swindon, you're allowed to go to Texas if you're an American, but you're not allowed to go to Swindon, I'm not allowed to go to Texas, without going through the very lengthy. Man, you are just not resting on this one, huh? And yeah, it seems silly, you know. There are some places even within. So Canada has this issue where I want to say it's Quebec. It might be one of the other provinces. Really wants immigrants. But Canada as a whole, as every country, because you know, if you think about it, if you allow anyone into your club, the more selective you are of your club, the more important your club seems. If anyone can just come into your club whenever they want, then the club membership has less value for everyone. And when your club is all about making, you know, even a small country, like, even if you take, what's the smallest European country? Like Malta. It's not the smallest European, it's the smallest EU country. They've got a population that's only like 200,000 or something. They still have hundreds of billions, or tens of billions of euros every single year, which belongs to them because of these membership fees that people have to pay. And so if you make the process too easy, you're devaluing these membership fees. You know, when you pay to have access to a clubhouse, you don't want the riffraff to be in there too. You know, when you go to what's an example of this where like everyone would pretend it's one way but it's really another. If you went into a coffee shop, right, and there was literally a homeless man on a chair, you might agree that, you know, that homeless man needs to sleep somewhere. But, you know, I pay good money for my coffee that I want to enjoy without, like, hearing the rambles of a man going, ah. You know, I guess that's the difference between, like, what you might say out loud and what you really want. Like, out loud, you think, yeah, it's pretty reasonable that you should be able to stay there. And in your head, you're like, also, where did my scaffolding go again? Did it really get... Okay, you know, it's fine. Didn't need scaffolding. Isn't the Vatican the smallest country? It's not in the EU, though. That is the That's the catch there. I think it's the smallest country in the world by land area. But whether it's a country or not can even be debated, funnily enough. I think it's fun to dive into those sorts of arguments, like, is the Vatican City real? And, like, basically everything is as real as you want it to be. Or as fake as you want it to be. You know, the world is just a construct that we make up because it helps us sell oranges or something. Or helps us sell fake, I guess it also helps, the world is a construct made up to sell greeting cards and apple drinks that, don't even taste like apples. Or it tastes, I guess it tastes like cider, which tastes like apples. But it's a very weak taste. Really does feel like I'm pounding away a cider here. It feels like I shouldn't be drinking and streaming, you know? Which, if you think about it, maybe you shouldn't be. A man going, is the truest freedom of speech in my opinion. Yeah, if you don't support the homeless man's right to say right in front of you while you're trying to have lunch with your family, you don't support free speech. Hate to tell you, but it's true. Also, I cannot find my... I've gone too high at this point. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. Okay, we'll just mine around this thing in its entirety. Okay, we're back in. So I probably should just, like, close this off or something. I don't even know. I just don't want blazes to keep coming up to me. If I'm being entirely honest. Okay, so I did 1 and then 2, and then we removed these blocks, I think, because there's going to be a second 2. Yeah, we removed the second set of... We got to make a second 2, so that's 1, 2, and then that's a 1. We've got to make a whole second one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then with these extra blocks, you remove those 2. A lot of removing to do, but if we line it up correctly, we can do it nice and easy. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, yeah, it is true. No, but, like, yeah, the idea of, should I just torch this spawner up? Can you even do that with blaze spawners? If you can, I want to do it. Let's see if it works. I genuinely... It's been too long since I tried something like that. Okay, so I placed down my torches. Now I'm going to run away so the mobs despawn. Then I'll run back in afterwards. So we'll just keep mining this way. It's kind of weird that down there it's like big open, but up here there's a whole fortress. But not my problem. Free speech doesn't add to my bills. Also, the Boring Company hired IVX to the cat. Because I'm so bad at streaming, and I bore people. There we go. What do you think of narcissists? The problem with narcissists is that they don't think about me often enough. Like, if they would all do that, then we'd be a good club. No, I think, okay, narcissism is an interesting one. I think it's one of the most overdiagnosed things. Because the layman definition of it, not the real definition, the one that people will use when they're trying to diagnose people, is basically like, caring about yourself more than other people. But I think that is a part of the human condition, is that fundamentally at some point you have to. Again, like the case of like, the homeless man gets way more benefit from sleeping in the coffee shop than you get from not having a homeless man sleep in your coffee shop. You can go to a different coffee shop, whereas that guy is going to be kicked out of the place he's going next. But also, you came somewhere to have a coffee or something in peace, and you don't want the man screaming at you. You don't want it. And so, there is the interesting truth. Why don't you use beds? Beds weren't working for me at all. And also, I need the Netherrack, so I have to mine it with my own pickaxe. Or my own pickaxes, honestly. If you believe the lies that you tell, then are you lying to you? You're telling the truth. I think that's why we lie to ourselves, is because we like the idea of telling the truth, but we don't like the truth sometimes. And so if you lie to yourselves, you get all the benefits of telling the truth without all of the inconvenient, all the inconvenient downsides. And there's a lot of inconvenient downsides to the truth. The truth is a messy world filled with messy things. Whereas pleasant lies you tell yourself all the time, those can be as nice as you want. Like, you know, the way we could solve, I don't know, what's a big issue in the world? The climate issues, is if everyone else just started doing things that they're not doing right now. If we all just switch to plastic straw, switch away from plastic straws, we could solve. Well, I mean, I guess solving the climate issue. If you're like anti-climate, solving the climate issue is everyone switching to more plastic straws. But you know, we can just solve this whole issue. We're doing our bit. You know, turtles. The reason that turtles keep choking on, because obviously I know the climate is, it's like a lot of things combined. The environment is not one juggernaut. But the thing is all the plastic pollution that goes into turtles' mouths or whatever anyway, that people are actually concerned about, it doesn't come from the country you live in or the city. You know, like, even if you make this huge... Oh man, I'm putting too much garbage again. Even if you make this huge dent that you might think that you're making. Also, want to raid a Mawil? I don't know what I just read. Anyway, you know what? See, that's me being polite. Impolitely, I'd be like, hey, thank you for the tip. That's amazing. I understand so well what you're saying. And my response is, yeah. Oh, it's Pokemon. Magneton is the Magnetron that combines upgrades. The Mega Magnetron, right? Maybe? I think so. I think I got it. Also, end paper straws. Paper cups are bad enough. I like, so I've seen a few ways to improve on this, by the way. One is compostable straws. So they're made from plastic, but they compost. I don't know what makes them compost. They only compost in super specific facilities, and like they're actually, you know, defeats the whole point. But we all get to go back to drinking plastic without feeling bad for ourselves. You know, we all lie to ourselves about the fact that it's solved. The other one is metal straws. You know, a lot of people don't like the idea of metal straws because it's like gross. Other people have drunk from that. It's like, you know, other people have drunk from your cup and eaten from your plate. Here's the weird one. You know when you're in a restaurant and you put a fork in your mouth? You're like the 600th person to have put that fork in your mouth. Not, probably, you know, if the restaurant's old enough, it might be more. You know, it's like the truth is that we all, if you've been to the Olive Garden in Cheyenne, Wyoming, we might have shared a fork. I don't think you have been to the Olive Garden in Cheyenne, Wyoming. But if you have, you know, just know. We might have shared it. If you've ever taken a shower at Heathrow Airport, we might have shared the same shower. In fact, you know, at some point we've been in the same shower, probably. Just, you know, yeah, you ever done that? You ever taken a shower at the airport in London? Yeah, me and you were rubbing our bodies in the same spot with the same soap bottles. Had to touch the same handles right after. You know, we touched all the gross things in our bodies. Yeah, just remember that. Just remember that. See, that's a time where you lie to yourself. I think planes in general, like, there's a lot of, I think restaurants, planes, like anything communal like that, everyone just lies to themselves and says, no, it's all fine, it's all good, only good people. You know, you know, the blankets on planes, a lot of people genuinely think, because you know, blankets on planes are plastic wrapped. They do that so that you don't feel like, oh yeah, this is a blanket I've shared with a ton of other people. Sorry to tell you right now, hate to break your heart, but the blanket on your plane is also, that's people's fantasies, says Cancerous Attitude. But yeah, the blankets on planes, they take them all back in at the end of the flight. I think they wash them in like an industrial wash or whatever. Same with actually hotels and the sheets, right? You know what? What do people go to hotels to do? What do people, you know, some people go to hotels to have a good night's rest on their road trip. What do other people go to hotels to do? What do they do? What do they do at those hotels? Could you tell me? And then, they obviously have they throw away the sheets when people do that to them. Oh, they don't. They just throw them in the washing machine. Well, you know, it's fine. Probably not your sheets though, right? Probably not yours. We are filled with, I think, like if you think about security theater, it's the idea that all the precautions we've had since 9/11, like they don't catch terrorists. We haven't, I think we haven't caught a serious terror person with airport security in the years since then. Like, we have caught people, it's in the single digits, whereas we've inconvenienced millions. However, everyone gets to feel a little bit safer, because when you go through security, you're like, wow, if there's security this good, then someone isn't going to bring a bomb on this plane. And so it's called security theater, because it's not real security, it's pretending we have security so we all feel safer. Or it's pretending we're doing something safe so we all feel a little bit more like we're actually doing it. Also, I think there's another layer of these I have to do. Yeah, we missed one out, so we actually have to remove this block first. Also, please stop following me, Blaze. I will get a restraining order. Okay, so... Oh, this is confusing, and there's a Blaze again. Yeah, let's go over here, where no Blazes can see me, and remove these blocks. All the way along. Okay, easy. Man, it's so much effort to, like, sculpt this, but I like to believe I'm getting a little bit better at sculpting the same circle over and over, the same blocks over and over again. Maybe incorrectly. Oh, these blocks aren't meant to be here. Nice and easy. Also, my pickaxe is basically dead. Should we let it die, or should we repair it, chat? You know what? You have bad opinions. I'm not going to ask. They should have a security musical. Security theater, security. You know, that's high quality. That joke right there, I appreciate it, Doof Evil. See, everyone else who tells a joke, I'm laughing politely. They're not really good jokes. But Doof Evil, he's the one telling the good jokes here. Or they are. You know, could be anyone. Upgrade to efficiency 6. Yeah, that's what I think I should do. I should take 2 of my efficiency 5 pickaxes together and do that. I wish that you could genuinely keep upgrading it. Like, I guess it would get OP at some point, but I would love to see efficiency 6 and stuff like that. Maybe you should combine a lot of pickaxes together. I don't know how you make it, like, reasonable and fair. But I think that'd be a fun Minecraft update. Also, yeah, the more blazes I kill, the more they spawn. I don't even think it's a good thing, because I always fall down that same hole, end up exactly here, and then another blaze just gets me anyway. You know, it's just terrible all around. It's terrible all the way around. Toy Cat, when are you going to be doing the next realm review? It's my favorite series. Did I do one for September already? I feel like I did one for September already. Actually, did I? You know what? I think I did. You know, we're going to have to check. I'll check the thing. Glowstone. Yeah, it'd be a real good idea, huh? That's exactly why I'm not going to do it. Also, yeah, I think I'm going to finally start throwing away some stone swords. I think the time has come. I really am never going to have a use for them, right? Like, I genuinely can't see a world where I'm like, I just need all these stone swords. Chat, what possible use could I have for stone swords on this level, right? If you can give me a compelling answer, I'll stop burning them. But until then, we're all good. No, you have not. Oh, I either recorded it or it was on my schedule to record it. And then I guess I forgot and or didn't. So, I guess we'll get around to that. Or it's already been recorded and we've just been focused on other things. Well, yeah, this has a real cider taste to it. The thing is, okay. I like cider a lot, but I hate apple cider. Even though I know apple cider is the most common type of cider. Again, just to be clear, I'm talking real cider, not the weird American cider where you get to make up, where you just get to steal an existing word. You know cider existed before you, okay, it's not going around. Let's just place more torches, get back to the hard process that has to be done of placing these blocks. So there's one, after this layer of 2, there's another layer of 2, which I've been neglecting. Right? Yep. So remove all of these blocks so that it's done. And then, oh god, why are there so many of these holes down to the ground? It's a big problem. It's a very big problem. So now if we've done the layer of 2, we do a layer of 1, just like that. And then after we've done this, do another layer of 1. And so then this is the correct 2 lines that we're pulling down. And then right after that comes another 2, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it the 5 straight? Oh, you know, it's very cool. You know, Minecraft is a tricky game. It's a lot of very precise... Or I guess what I'm doing here in particular. Not even really Minecraft that I'm doing. I'm playing the Make a Circle Simulator game right now. And you know, I might be losing. But I'd like to win. I really would like to win. Okay, so place the block down, and okay, we don't have any blocks above this. It's fine. Just keep mining, keep doing my manicuring, and we'll be good. And Ragusi did a great video explaining how cider for Americans came to mean thick apple juice. I love Adam Ragusi's videos. I'll have to give one a watch. Oh gosh, I love to. You know, it's weird. The thing that makes a good channel is when it can transcend people who are interested in that topic. Like I like channels that are super niche. That's why I have, you know, my own little universe of them. But what's really good, what I think the ultimate talent is finding someone who's not interested in something, but being able to make them interested. Like, you know, I think one of the things that people say they like about these live streams, whenever we accidentally dive into philosophy, in this stream, I guess we dove right into it, right? We dive right into it. But whenever we talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't even know that I cared about that. You know, I was just watching a silly Minecraft project. How do I keep falling through? I was watching a silly Minecraft project, and then I learned something about the human condition. Where are the blazes going? I mean, where are the piglins going? Oh, they've had a fight. That's good. They can do the fighting, while I do this. But yeah, it's okay, and then there's 2 blocks here, and 2 blocks here, and 2 blocks there. Let me just keep doing. Being able to find something interesting. You know, like, I like that so many people are like, whenever we're talking about something random in history, they're like, whoa, tell me more. You know, like, a lot of people didn't know until I referenced it. Like, oh yeah, Italy as a concept did not exist before 1871, I think it is. Like, if you can still, to this day, claim Italian citizenship on the basis of someone who was born before Italy existed. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you had a great-great-grandfather and they were born before, like, in 1871, thereabouts, and they were born in, Genoa or something, they became Italian, even if they never officially staked their claim. And so you can become Italian too. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, actually, Italy has, like, one of the most generous laws for that. Make a bunch of armor stands to line. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Oh, I don't even see where I'm getting hit at this point. That sucks. I didn't want that at all. What a waste of a totem. What a waste. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, I guess if we're spending too much time in a thing, we don't have buckets of milk. Just what a waste of it. You know what? I have to go replenish that totem now. I'm sorry, chat. You thought we were mining a tunnel. Now I'm replacing my totem that I lost. Philosophy channel in disguise for Minecraft channel. Or maybe a Minecraft channel in disguise for philosophy one. Who knows for sure. No, the real challenge is, even though that seems like, like it's probably a relative niche. Like, if you want to see, discussing what it means to really be a human being, or like why lying is always, is always morally correct, but in most situations isn't what people want. Or like, I don't know, you want to learn about the German Empire or whatever. Anyway, also I recently discovered I'm a descendant to a very senior member of the court of Genoa, and they became an Italian lord, so now you're entitled to EU citizenship. Exactly, yeah, if you have an Italian somewhere in your line, you get Italian citizenship. You're an EU citizen again via that. Very weird, but very true, and how it works for a lot of people. Did I empty out my inventory? I think I just did. Okay, we'll do a bit of mining first, just because I'm already picking up the blocks, and then I'll run right back in, and I'll get me my blocks. Anyway, I like Genoa ham. Does that mean anything for me? Yeah, Genoa ham's the good stuff, honestly, Italians know how to make a deli meat. I guess that's why they make delis. Or maybe they may know how to make deli meats because they make delis. Not sure which way around the connection goes. But if there is a culture that knows their way around something that is delicious cold in a sandwich, it is definitely the Italians. Anyway, in York, UK, it's legal to shoot a Scotsman with a crossbow upon seeing one, except for on Sundays. Hey, Kat, are you still here? Do you want to meet in York on a Friday? Let's see how that works. You know, I always want to test laws like that, because in reality, they might be like, like for instance, if there is a US state where, crime is legal, it doesn't mean you can't be federally prosecuted. And so it'll always be like, yeah, if there's a local law. Unless I'm here, what? Oh yeah, there's nothing, no big deal. I just heard that York has some really nice sites, and there's a really nice place you can rent crossbows from. We should meet up on one Friday, just to, just for science. No, I need to look into Italian stuff. Third generation Italian here, apparently. I think every American who's spent any... If you've even spent, like, a few days in New York, you've got, like, 7th tier Italian citizenship. That's my understanding. Okay. That's fun. Let's place our Netherrack away. And then let's go get another totem and dying. I do feel very vulnerable without it. Also, oi there, mate. Did you just shoot that Scotsman with a crossbow on a Sunday? Police are all over you, like, you know, there's only, you know, there's one day of the week that's sacred where you can't be shooting your Scots people. And you know it's a Sunday. You know it's the Lord's Day. What are you doing shooting your favorite... Anyway, I just tuned in. What happened to his totem? I got blazed, then withered, then blazed, then I couldn't see the wither skeleton, so he attacked me enough times that I had to activate it. It's sad. It's sad. Honestly, I should put some protection on my gold helmet. Like, it will do more good to me than the helmet itself. Probably does. Oh, ow. Might have died from the impact if that was Java, huh? Anyway, why do you only have 360 viewers? That's just that guy. I picked this stream project as a good one to do, like, just to have. Like, it's doing an important Minecraft project that needs to get done, but it's also allowing me to, you know, do some. Anyway, I picked it for that reason, but I don't think it's like the most, because YouTube works based on the number of like click-through rates, right? If only 3% of people are clicking on a thumbnail, they won't show the thumbnail to as many people, because what's the point? They'd rather show a video that had 5 or 7 or 10 or 15% click-through. And so, if we pick a concept that isn't as enthralling to people, and let's be honest, Toycat talks while mining a bunch of blocks, maybe it's not the most enticing concept for everyone. It results in what you're seeing right here. I agree, my gold licks are enchanted for the same reason. Yeah, it's a, also, see, I have a raid going off here. Do you remember when I got the raid during, was it a couple of streams ago? I ended up with a raid. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go kill those guys. I also want to do some farming with some villagers. So I do have some melons sitting around here somewhere. Okay, I don't have enough melons, so I'm gonna go mine some more of them. Because I need the emeralds, right? I always need to make sure I'm doing some good there. And yeah, then we'll deal with the raid and all of its weird consequences. So here we go. And hopefully these have grown. Not as many as I would like, but it's fine. We'll get enough to do some basic trades. Make sure we're getting our daily allowance in. And oh, there we go. Here are the melons. This is where it's at. This is where the stash is being kept. Okay, so that's enough melons to feel somewhat good about. Do some amount of trading with. Now let's head up. When is the Super Drunk Toycat Beats Minecraft video? That is the 700 member goal. We are 483 members right now. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint. Anyone who wants to see Texan Toycat, that's at 600 members. If you want to see Drunk Toycat Beats Minecraft, that's at 700. Membership is one of the best ways to like support any channel on YouTube. And I always feel like I feel bad like promoting it too much. So rather than just saying the same thing about like renames and stuff, how about here's a fun little special benefit for milestones. We hit 600 and Texan Toycat gets in. We hit 700 and, you know, Toycat makes questionable decisions and tries to beat Minecraft that way. Okay, so we're gonna kill him, but we're gonna wait. I don't want to get crossbowed, so I wait around the corner. And then just as he's coming around, there we go. How did he fire that second shot so quickly? That's what I wonder. Did he have 2 crossbows? It felt unfair. The T in the village stands for Texas. The T in Toycat stands for Texas, actually. The O stands for, oh my god, it's Texas. The Y stands for, why don't you believe this acronym? It really does stand for Texas. The C stands for see? Now you're starting to understand the logic I'm using here. The A stands for, I understand now that the T at the end of Toycat stands for Texas. There you go. You're welcome. Okay, so now let's do our trades. Should have done it yesterday, really, but let's get our melons in, make some emeralds, and ideally get some golden carrots as well. Do you still need golden carrots? I'd like to have a good food source to avoid having to get more totems when dying. So you got some? Yeah, he has some of those. So trade in the Trade him in. There we go, we're good. I think I can get some more golden carrots. If I only have one golden carrot villager, I really do. I have one villager capable of selling me golden carrots. That's a damn shame. That is. Oh, okay. I've got a lot of farmers in here. I'll have to sort them out in some way. But I do have the farmers. Oh yeah, I already bought the golden carrots from him. Okay, well that's fine, isn't it? Anyway, so I think there's a raid I've got to deal with for some reason. Anyone know where there's a raid starting? Let's see what's up. There's what's up. So we'll use the crossbows we just got, combined with the arrows, to take out the most annoying villagers. So you are a prime example. Actually, he's gonna shoot me back. So I guess we'll go for hand-to-hand combat here. Okay, nice. Any other villagers? I saw one over there. Did you imprison the entire village? You're a true ruler. No. I kept them in a safe-keeping box, so that they would be safe forever, because I care about them greatly. See, this is the correct range for a mob to have. You see how I'm walking backwards and that's keeping me safe? Okay, so we got an iron helmet. Don't really want to say that I hugely want that. And we just need to kill a couple more guys. Have you found a way to get the Nether in super flat? I need to know for my world. There is no way to the Nether in regular super flat. That's one of the reasons why I'm working on this map. I'll reveal more about it, but it's ultra flat survival. It's like ultra hardcore survival, but ultra flat. You know, I think it's fun. If you don't think it's fun, then you're not fun. So let's look around real quick. Make sure that the village isn't being shot at by anyone. You're not seeing anything, are you? Okay, we're good. I'm always worried, you know? You never know. So where are the last guys? This is why that bell feature from Java really needs to make its way to Bedrock. Where do they be? Do you see them? I don't see them. They're probably in the cave or something, right? So that's always where they end up. I'll do a little fly around the edges of the wall. But yeah, if you're curious, by the way, why I'm doing this, I just want to get a Totem of Undying to replace my previous one. I know you can make totem farms or whatever. Maybe I should make totem farms or whatever. You know, maybe you should make a totem farm. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, you don't like it when the shoe's on the other foot, do you? Yeah, now you're starting to feel like maybe that's not appropriate. Ah, here we go. So there's one over here. Where does the other one go? Oh, there we go. Oh, he got in the village. Oh, he tried to. Unsuccessfully. Okay, one more wave. In this wave, you get some evokers, I want to say. Or you get a evoker. We get enough that we have our needs taken care of. So, by the way, the bell feature isn't on Bedrock. Now you know. Yeah, the truth is, you learn about Bedrock Java differences by playing the games and realizing that they're built very differently by... You know, in some cases, people who know all the differences, but if we're being honest, like, no one Minecraft developer knows all the features that Minecraft has. And so, like, it's not... And no one Minecraft player knows all the differences. There are places that categorize all the types of parity issue, but as best I can tell, there's not a truly comprehensive list. There's lists that are trying to be comprehensive and succeed somewhat. Why are they going that way? Okay, shoot each other, thank you very much. And give me some emeralds. There's 2 mobs remaining. You can tell how much health they have because I killed 2 mobs and it doesn't look like there's only 2 mobs at the boss bar gone. Oh, there we go. It's a dude with the big forelegs and... Oh no, this time we didn't get a... I guess we should have played on a harder difficulty. Lesson learned, Lily. Yeah, very, very easy mob to take now. All things considered. So yeah, that means I don't get the fun thing I was actually looking for. Right? Ah, what a waste. Did a whole raid. Didn't even get what I was coming for. Hey, but the fireworks come... That's the first time I've actually seen it. I know that they updated that. Isn't that cool, chat? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that nice? Look at my victory. Are we appreciating this together? We should be. Yeah, ooh, yeah. Look at my fireworks. I like that they're actual fireworks, too. Didn't even realize. Now, offer me your goods. Offer me all your goods. I want them. More seriously, let's do some trading. Oh, look, I get discounts and everything. Which I can use to get myself some golden carrots, maybe? Look, they're so happy with the victory, they're even making love. Oh, they're all actually making love. I wonder if some people died and I didn't realize. I hope not. Actually, no, I don't have any hopes or dreams. I think it's beautiful that you guys are making love, but that's not solving my issue. I think I have a totem chest. Oh, wait, first, before we go. I have a lot of pickaxes here. I need to pick some of those up. So my inventory is full, but we can just, you know, leave some stuff here on the ground. Don't really need those, if we're being honest with ourselves. And then we'll pick up some... So yeah, this is my ridiculous collection of pickaxes. We need a lot of these pickaxes for this quest. You know what? Probably just a whole inventory full of pickaxes will do. Let's go. In Toycat Town, we make love on the street. I mean, if you think about it, right? The only reason you shouldn't make love on the street is because you're worried that other people might judge you for it. You know, if you don't care about other people's opinions, you'd make love on the street. Because, I mean, it's good for you in the moment. But we all have it instilled in us that the reason you don't make love on the street is not that, it's not the reason that we're thinking like, oh, we just want to be really polite to people. The reason that you probably have like a physical cringe or pain and like, there's like an internal feeling inside of you that's like, yeah, I really, really, really would like to not make love on the street. That, you know, of all the places that one could make love, the street, not up there as far as I'm concerned. You know, the ground, a bed, a private, private places, because when people see it, they have negative reactions, and you don't want those negative reactions. And so much of society is built upon us feeling like personal things for these big collective things we're inducing on people. Like, you don't want to create a... There's also sanitary concerns about making love on the street. I don't think there are. Like, you know, we say there are street germs all the time, but I lick every street everywhere I go, and I've never run into any health issues. So, you know, it might be. It's plausible that actually the street is the safest place to do it. Streets are also terribly uncomfortable for such physical activity. You know, I mean, all you got to do is make sure you're not the one with your back on the street, and you know. Anyway, the point is like there are so many, you know, even though a lot of people argue like, how is it that we do good things for other people if we're so narcissistic, Toycat? If we are a species of people who care about ourselves, why do we achieve all these good things for everyone else? And the answer I always come with is like, I think we do those good things for everyone else in part because it makes us feel good. Because, you know, we make a society where you are rewarded personally for doing good for other people. By the way, I haven't actually heard the new enchantment sound yet. I kind of want to. Maybe we should. I mean, if I unenchanted one of these pickaxes, I'm sure I would get something better back. But I'm only level 20, so maybe not. Anyway, there are also legal issues making love on the street, says generic e-girl. Yeah, but there's only legal issues for things that other people care about, right? That's my... you know, there are all sorts of crimes that you can commit daily and never get arrested for unless someone is upset enough to call the police on you. And I know that's quite obvious when you... But, like, really internalize that. Like, laws are just a way to assert your grievances with someone else. Like, if someone steals from your... If you run a store and someone steals every day, you don't have to call the police on them. And if you don't, they will never be arrested for their... You know, for whether you think that's good or bad depends on your views as a business owner, or whether you like money, or goods, or whether you'd feel disrespected by someone stealing from you, right? You know, like, it's a... Also, I'm gonna have, like, yeah, look at all those effects I've got on the side of my screen. I kind of want to do the How Did We Get Here achievement on Bedrock, even though there's no achievement for it. I just think it would be fun. How many more effects can we stack up at once? Anyway, yeah, that's a fun challenge for a video sometime. Anyway, I've got a single block of Netherrack. I've got some pumpkin. I've got a lot of garbage I need to dispose of. So arrows go in here. I guess I've maxed out another arrow stack. Also, sleeping in the middle of the traffic is painful. Only if the traffic doesn't stop for you. You know, that's the real truth of it. Also, I got a book. Quick charge. I don't think I want quick charge 1. So we'll just throw it on the ground. See if I notice that later. I've got hoarding tendencies, but not for quick charge 1. That's the real truth here. Put my emeralds back away. And my lead goes in here. See, slowly bringing things back to good. Put the glass bottle away, and we can get back to mining. Wait, no, I didn't get the Tome of Undying. That's the whole reason I came there. Survival and chill. Yeah, right, I like survival and chill. But, because on YouTube, I don't think we can genuinely just call a live stream survival and chill. I think we gotta have, like, a clear focus, like, here is what we're doing today. I think it's kind of a shame sometimes. But, you know, it's a shame that people are murdered every day in Rwanda. But you know, are you doing something about that? I bet you're not. I bet you're not even. Okay, so there's a Tome of Dying here somewhere. There's a whole chest of them, actually. No, I used up my last one. Oh, I have to use up this one now. God damn. I need to go on a harder difficulty and have that same effect. I don't want to go without... Okay, so I think I might have some extra totems lying around here. I'm pretty sure I would have moved them all by now. Yeah, I have. Oh, I'm out of Tomes of Undying. Damn it. That was a valuable item that I lost today. That was a very valuable item I lost. Also, there's an empty chest in here, fun fact. YouTube thumbnail in this Minecraft live stream, I will walk on grass. Whoa. Cannot believe that. Can I beat Minecraft, but I'm always OP all of the time? There's a fun one. There's one in the chest of the emeralds you just put up. Wait, there is? Ah, is that where I kept it? Is there really a Tome of Undying in my ender chest that I genuinely just have not ever spotted? That sounds fun. Woodland Mansion stream. There's one small yellow man with green eyes in your ender chest. I can't believe I didn't spot it. That's funny. This is why you need someone to organize your stuff. I should pay someone, like, you know, whatever, minimum wage, and be like, oh, actually, no, pay them well above minimum wage. Be like, here is some money. Please fix all of my chests. That'd be a fun video, right? But yeah, I've got a totem now. It's my last totem, besides the one from an item frame. So I've got to make it count. And I've got to go get the proper cycle soon. That'll be fun. Also enchant the helmet. Yeah, I really should. Oopsie. Don't you have totems at Cave House? Oh, let's go find out. Nyam. I'd actually be up for that. Inventory managed Toy Cat Land. I will organize your storage. But where to put the stuff? Yeah, I feel like I have to make a better chest room to organize the stuff, and then it's like a 7-part process. And we're living in the Dark Ages again, you know? Okay, so I think, yeah, this is the chest right here that there would be a totem in. There's no totem over here. You're mistaken. I think I moved them all around. Because again, I wanted to have them all be in one place. But now all in one place means I've used them all up slowly over time as I've totemed myself to death. I literally just saw you on. At work, we'll watch it tonight. You know, I didn't realize, in my mind, I thought like, oh, you live, you know, in the mountain area of America. I live in the mountain area of America. But I only realized when looking at a map recently just how, like, far away Colorado is. Because, I've been watching Community again recently. Community is one of the best sitcoms, by the way. Like, you know, what I really like is a show that, like, subverts the basic tropes. Like, we have tropes as, like, as a way to basically communicate things, right? Like, how can you understand anything if it's not tropified? Also, I should have brought more polished deep slate with me. Ah, we can do it next time. But, you lopsided a chest with one in it 5 minutes ago. A 15-hour drive or something like that. Yeah, right, like, I went via Wyoming, but I've done the drive from, because part of my road trip was going. And it's crazy to me that, like, America can be described as, like, it's coast, and then it's, like, mountains, then it's, like, big flats, and then it's, like, more mountains, and it's coast or whatever. But each of those stages is, like, bigger than any country by itself. And I don't know, like, I had a big realization of that today. Partially while I was on while I was on a phone call with a person who was you know, I don't know, making the life or death decisions about my life. Anyway, I find it endearing how Toy Cat remembers details about his viewers. It's just so nice. It says Dasiha. Oh, it's good to see you for the first time, Dasiha. I hope you're having a good time. Yeah, no, I always do remember lots of things about my viewers. You know, all the time. Denver's a 12-hour drive from my house too. I guess we found a midpoint we can all just handily meet up at now. No, I went to I always say it, but I like Colorado as the state of, like, if you had to live in the middle of the US, it's the one you'd pick, right? Like, it's something like 70% of people live within X distance of the coast. You know, the further inland you get, the less population it is. If you're going to live in America, you immigrated to a coast city via the boat or whatever. And then if you were going to move from America to somewhere else in America, you move where the opportunity is, which is usually, unless you're in very specific industries, not in the middles. Also, going to Vegas in January for my 21st birthday. I hear there's lots of drinking and wallet abuse. Now, Vegas is a really chill city, actually. There's nothing bad that happens here. It's just a lot of calm people, all having. Look at all these blocks, by the way. The way they're like, oh, that's strange. Yeah, it's Vegas is actually known as the calm city. It's the most relaxed city in America, I think. Everyone's like, you come to relax. You come to Vegas if you want to have a nice spa. You know, like there's not a lot happening here. Very, very calm place. I'd recommend it. It's very, very cheap too. There's no ridiculous fees, and it's a wonderful time. Wonderful time. It's Colorado sounds great. Yeah, it's like that's my kind of point. It's like it's not even like some people make it like a political thing. Like it's a very interesting state in that way too, I guess. But it's like a very chill, interesting place in the middle of a lot of seemingly nothing, which is fascinating. Anyway, hey Toy Cat, I'm upgrading your house on. I want to see your upgraded version of my house. I want to see it. I'm assuming you mean. Look at this, but what is happening with this world? This is going terribly. Also, it's good to see you, Saha. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Vegas is very calm. I hear it's very popular with the elderly, and many go to retire there. See, you know what's funny, Orange Brian Smith? You say that as a joke, but it actually is a very popular retirement place. Because a lot of old people have... You know how I was discussing before how, like, inheritance is a big thing? The reason you inherit so much money is because most people... There's two categories of people, broadly. There's people who spend money exactly as they get it, and there's people who save money. And, like, you know, in real life, you need a balance of both. You need to know when it's smart to save money and when it's smart to spend it. Like, there's lots of times where saving money will lose you money. Like, right now, if you have money in a 1% interest bank account, you're losing money. It's, you should be doing something, you know, that is not saving, air quotes with it. You know, maybe we could argue saving means lots of things. But, yeah, so because there's a lot of rich old people, because old people have spent their whole life saving money and not really spending so much, because to get really good at saving, you have to get bad at spending, and to get good at spending, you have to get kind of bad at saving. You know, you can master both, but they're almost different ways to allocate money. My mobile was doing that a lot yesterday. I thought it was lagging, but IDK. Says generic girl. You know what? First of all, you got a fun name. I like that you. At least you know. I like. I don't know if it's necessarily true. Couldn't say I know enough about you to say it is. But I like people who are self-aware about. You know, like, I hate terms that people use to describe themselves that no one would use the opposite for. Like, you know, we'll say you can say that you're skinny, but no one ever says that like they're fat. They're like, oh yeah, I'm like well-rounded. You can say that you're, you know, really nice. You never say, yeah, I'm a bit of a dick. I'm a kind of a monster. You say like, I'm just so sassy. I just tell it how it is, or whatever else. You know, and so right, you know, everyone loves to say, oh yeah, I'm just not like other people. I'm not like the other girls. Someone's like, yeah, I'm very normal for my age, gender, and location. Sorry to tell you. Also, we filled up our inventory. Wonderful. I'm not overweight. I'm under 2. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so jealous of tall people. Like, if you're like 6'5" or something, you can eat so much more food because you've got more body to like use up the food, and also you can weigh more before you look fat. It's that's the true curse of being short. Like being a short woman, especially, like, because something about physiology, gender, I don't understand it. Makes your body burn different amounts of don't understand it at all. But I told you I was fat yesterday. You know, fat on life. You know, I bet you're not actually fat though. I bet I don't want to go into a contest about this, but I feel like, you know, the people who are like most, because, you know, once you have self-awareness about a negative trait, a lot of people will try to correct the thing themselves, right? It's rare to have something negative and be like, yeah, I cannot fix it. And because, you know, once you try to fix something, you at least feel like you fixed it. Having to eat more would suck if the food sucked, though. I mean, depends where you know, for some people, if you live in, like, Venezuela and food is a real concern, yeah, it sucks so hard being like, yeah, I need 40% more food, and there's just none of it. But, as long as you live in a relatively... Oh, there's no blocks there. As long as you live in a relatively well-off country, I think you can safely assume there's enough food for you. Because, like, especially in America, right, portion sizes are so big, they're, like, built on the assumption. Okay, thank you for existing. Also, okay. Oh, let me out of this. Yeah, that was insane. Do you see that? I got ghosted, magma cubed, and then somehow an enderman showed up in the middle of that. That was crazy. This is why we need fast healing for bedrock. You know, how am I meant to deal with stuff like that otherwise? I'm 5'4" and I never gain weight. I'm happy with you. I'm happy. I'm proud of your thing. Funny Cat Man likes my username, says generic ego. You know, I can confirm. Also, I'm not gonna die again. I'm very safe, very sound, and I'm gonna get some more totems soon. It's on my to-do list now. I mean, there's so many things on my to-do list that are never gonna get done. You know, that's me. I need to be more honest with my to-do list. Like, that's the worst thing for a lot of people. It's like, if this is important, it needs to get done, but then never making a day. You need to be better at just saying, like, yeah, that. You need to get better at saying, like, this is just, if I haven't done it over 3 years, I won't get it done. Or it's so important, I will do it tomorrow. Let's look, there's the floating bedrock from before. Hope you're liking it. I've been skinny my whole life. I've actually gained the most weight after visiting Europe. Is that paradoxical or what? It's different. It's one of those things, right? Like, different environments for different people. Like, there's so many weird ways. Well, it's very different how we simplify it down. There might be something about, what is it? What's the thing that everyone hates in America? Is it like corn syrup, right? It's used instead of sugar, and a lot of people genuinely think it makes them sick. I'm not informed enough to say whether that's possible or not, but a lot of people say that. It could be that for some people, like, oh yeah, the corn syrup fills them up in a certain way. I learned about, there's this chemical, I think it's called cortisol, I hope I'm not mixing up with something, but there's this chemical that you can get in your body when you, so it's your fat has a certain amount of this in there. So the more fat you have in your body, not fat as in food fat, like fat as in human fat. The more fat you get in your body, the more you get of this chemical. And so it's a way to tell your body to stop eating. Because your body uses fat as a way to store food for later. Everyone knows this bit. But so, to tell you that you've got enough food for later already, your body sends a signal saying, suppress appetite. You don't need to eat as much as you are right now. However, because, you know, that works on, like, small levels, but the reason it doesn't work on big levels, apparently, is because you get so much of the chemical that you get used to it. You know how if you have too much of any drug, like, its efficacy wears off? The same thing genuinely happens for the chemical that, you know, that's meant to tell you to, like, that keeps you in check in that way. And so your body, I mean, you like inherently can tell maybe, but you get a way stronger signal that I am full and stop eating. Like, you know, and that's why the Cheesecake Factory or whatever might be the right amount of food in those circumstances. Because, like, yeah, you can keep eating until your body physically runs out. You're like all topped off, right? Anyway, yeah, this circle's going very well. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much, Muslick, for becoming the first member of the stream. You get me closer to the Toy Cat Texan accent live stream, which, as we all know, is going to be the greatest live stream that has ever been performed. Yeah, we'll be, I think we're at 484 now, just 116 away. If you ever consider becoming a member, getting all those wonderful benefits, which I don't like to talk about too much. I feel like don't wanna repeat myself so much. You know, I don't know why repeating yourself is bad. If we all repeat ourselves more often, maybe we'd be in a better place. How long till the Torque Like a Pirate stream? Well, you see, the thing about pirates is they actually have a very... Okay, I can't do that. Can't make it happen. One day every accent live stream can happen. We'll do every accent just perfectly. It'll be wonderful. Yeah, so this side has way more blocks that need to be mined out, it seems. Which will be a challenge, but it's one that I'm willing to embark upon. Okay, so these blocks, we're doing a whole one over here. Nice and easy, and then we'll mine out these blocks. Just get a whole ton of it mined. And, yeah, I am also, again, I'm still thinking about the ways to light this up. But I've got so many Netherrack blocks that now I need, because I've, like, associated them with, like, my next project I'm doing with them. Be a future Let's Play, by the way. I've got a very fun idea for a lot of Netherrack. And, how do you talk like a pirate? You do a pirate accent, you see. And then I guess we'll be like, me matey Moslick has just become a part of the crew. I don't know why my accent is just Jamaican. I mean, there are probably more pirates in Jamaica than in the UK, right? That has to be probably true, maybe. So, you know, I'm just being historically accurate. You're welcome. Why is every small town in Colorado a park? I mean, I guess that's why the show South Park works or whatever. LA versus Copper Golem. I think, you know what would be fun? I don't think they're going to do this, is if the mob vote this year is just all rejected concepts from previous years, and it's like, we came up with good ideas, and you didn't vote for them, so here's the Copper Golem, here's the Ostrich, and here is, I don't know, you know, maybe they, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Make it clear that they're, like, phoning it in, like, yeah, we had a big party last night when we were trying to come up with ideas for mobs, so we're just, you know, here's a mob that you pet it, and then it puts out love hearts. Here's a mob that, like, I know it's a shark, but it's a shark and it goes to the moon if you feed it kelp. This is one here. You'll never believe this. It's like okay. I'm gonna keep falling down too often. Anyway, speaking of falling down, I think I need to do like a mega stream for this as my next part of the project. But in the meantime, my reserves of Netherrack will be dwindling down a little bit more, because I'm finally going to be taking some of this away. So as I've reached 12 double chests, which is 3,500 roughly, times 12, 3,500 plus, so 42,000 plus another 1,000, 43,000 Netherrack we have now reached. You know, actually, no, I need to... These bits here are annoying me so much. Let's just get them out of the way. Let's just do it, right? It can't be that hard. We'll stack ourselves up, and we'll just do it. We'll just remove the bulk of them. It'll be easy. There we go. Look how easy this is. Remove all those blocks. Just make the big ugly mess go away. Go over here, and just all these excess blocks. They can be gone. Because it's holding back the whole of the thing at some point, right? And so then we place another stack over here, and we'll mine these out as well. And just all the way until we're happy. We'll keep the Nether Fortress going through there. I think that's like a classy addition. But all these extra blocks, no thank you. Anyway, use end crystals. That's a good idea. Oh, I forgot that would happen. How am I going to stop Garsh from spawning in the tunnel? I might have to put some ceiling decorations down every few blocks, like a lantern or something. A lantern's a cool idea, actually. How about, like, soul lanterns? No, it'd have to be a regular lantern from, like... Actually, I guess both of them would have the same effect, so... Throw some soul lanterns down up there. Maybe. Desert well as a mob would be amazing. Yeah, you know, I think I think what they should do is do a mob vote. And do 3 mobs that obviously... Actually, wait, you know what? I think... Do a vote where it's like a whole biome update. And for the desert, it's like, we're considering a new structure. Get this, it's gonna have water in a desert. I know, you're in the desert. You're looking for water. You just can't find it. We're gonna have the solution to that problem. What was the skeleton even fighting? Was it another skeleton? Anyway, though, yeah, I'm really excited. There's so many ideas. There's so many things that could happen. There's a lot of you know, if we're looking for like what might be in there. There's some places we can get some feedback. Maybe we should go through the, you know, see the place we know they get their stuff from. Also, because this chest isn't full, we actually are down to more like 42,000, not 43,000. Maybe even 41,000. But, yeah, the next time we do one of these streams, we've got a lot of blocks to mine. We've got a lot of blue ice to place. But we'll have a version of the tunnel that works, and that'll be exciting. So, yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed today's live stream. If you did, consider liking it. These are not the most popular type in the world, but I enjoy them, and if you enjoy them, showing that you do is a cool thing you can do. And if you don't, then, I don't know. Have a good day anyway, because I look forward to seeing you in... Oh, I've got a video coming out later. Yeah, this... Two videos and a stream. What a crazy Tuesday this is. But, you wanna come watch the video? It's gonna be out right now. You might as well. What else are you doing? Watch it all the way through. Give me some more watch time. Make me feel good about myself. Thank you. Goodbye. I'm gonna see if I did realm review. I feel like I did a realm review. Okay, so let's play Cobweb. Realm review. Realm... I did not make a realm review. Was it on the schedule? I don't see it on here. I wonder why I don't. Maybe it's just not on there. Ah, Realm Review September. I was meant to record it on the 10th. And then I didn't. Guess we'll do that tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you next time.